Hi Libra, thanks for joining me for the March of 2018. God, I said that every time. I think it's because March 17th is it's the full moon or the new moon, and it's also St. Patrick's Day. I just keep wanting to say 17, but of course it's 2018 already. There's another big event there's a big event that's going on. It's kind of a big event, but happens every year. And that is the vernal equinox, also known as the cardinal ingress, also known as the Aries ingress, also known as Ostara. But what it is, it's when the sun moves from Pisces, which is the 12th or the last sign of the whole entire zodiac, and moves into the first sign of Aries and starts the cycle all over again. So it's a new beginning. It's spring in the northern hemisphere, and it's often associated with spring. Boy, do you have a lot of pentacles. Boy, I just looked down after I was just talking. Practically every card in this entire spread is pentacles. Look at this. Pentacle, 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 pentacle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 out of 9 cards are pentacles. So that's pretty... I guess you got your mind on your money and your money on your mind this month here. Oh, by the way, we're using, as always, the Rackham Tarot deck. And then we're going to pull a card from the Beast Mistress Animal Oracle cards. These are both my own decks, and they're both available on my website. Well, it sure looks like some new money is coming in for you. It looks like there's been a series of things, because it looks like we get some money here. You know, people, I said this in one of the other readings, people are getting income tax refunds. Some people do. So that could be maybe some kind of income tax refund, or a raise, but it looks like you take this money and then you parlay it into something else. Or you just maybe have one thing after another for some of you. But it's definitely like, it's gaining momentum. This looked like momentum. Allow that to happen too when you're doing the readings here, or not doing the readings, but watching the readings. Let those words kind of move and pop out at you, like that said momentum to me, because that's what this deck is so cool, because it'll do that. And that's how you're going to get a message that's just for you. Looks like this is you, by the way, Libra. This is the air sign person, Aquarius, the Gemini, or the Libra. So that would be you. It could be another outside person that's giving you money, you know, and this could be you too as a younger person. You know, besides Pentacles, pretty much everything else is people. You've got the Knight of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, the Page of Swords, the King of Swords. And then the Fool is the only other card that's not a Pentacle or a Court card. Well, this is interesting. There's a pattern here, right? The Page to the King, the Knight to the King. So I feel like this is talking about things maturing, you know, things changing and growing and maturing. Starting out, I'm hearing a little tadpole, and I'm hearing whippersnapper. Well, I definitely, that's not my language, whippersnapper, so something's coming through here. Maybe that's specific to somebody. Did somebody call you a little whippersnapper or something when you were young? Potentially, I don't know. Because that, again, that's not my talking. That's not me. Anyway, so, but there seems to be something, maybe for some of you, there's sort of like, like a bond or something has come to maturity. Because I really want to say something has come to maturity. Something has come to fruition. I'm going to write that down. Come to fruition. And it's good. And it's more than, it absolutely feels like it's more than one thing. This can't all be the same thing. I mean, maybe it's all your bank accounts and your income, but it's not. It seems like it's coming from multiple sources. For many of you, my first instinct is you get this money and then you reinvest it, or you parlay it into, I keep hearing parlay it. So that's kind of a betting or gambling term, isn't it? But I think it might be used in business. I don't know what it is, but that's what I keep hearing, parlay. Maybe that's, or well, parler is parler français, right? It's speak French. Vous parlez français? Yeah, so parler probably, I'm going to have to look up that word. Let's find, I'm pretty sure that would be the word origin of it, but let's just, when these things come through, it's often good to look into it. That's not parler. A conference between opposite sides in dispute, especially discussion of terms for an armistice, which I'm not even sure what an armistice is. Hold a conference with opposing, discuss the terms. Oh yeah, we're going to have a parlay. Yeah, we're going to sit down and have a parlay, like a meeting. So that could be the meaning of it for you. And speak, that would make sense. Like we're going to we're going to have a talk. We're going to speak about it. It's old French, yeah, from parler. Spoken, right. That's the word origin. Oh, well, I figured that out, but I was right for once, but that's what I keep getting. So maybe it's you and this person. Maybe this is a partnership. Maybe there's some connection to both of you being young and being older now. Like, I think maybe it's just old childhood friend for some of you. There's a lot of different ways because we've got so many people that I'm reading for. But maybe it's, you've both been in it a long time. Or like you've been in the advertising game a long time and they've been in the money game a long time. And that you both bring a lot of experience in your chosen field. And then you come together and, this new thing springs forward. But I want to talk about the Fool because I know people hear the Fool and they think, oh, well, the Fool. A fool and his money are soon parted, right? No. The Fool is not foolish whatsoever. The Fool is of open heart and willing to take a risk. The Fool is willing to take a risk. That's his big thing. He wants to take a risk. He's trusting. He'll say, I'll give it a shot. And then with that parlay stuff coming up too, it's almost like, yeah, he's willing to have a talk with you. I'll meet with you. Yeah, I'll meet with you. Let's have a talk. Let's look this over. So, news. Yeah, many of you are going to be doing some kind of a new thing here. This might be an investor. Maybe he or she. By the way, in these general readings, it could be male or female. Maybe there's an investor, and it's like, go ahead. Or maybe you're thinking of investing, and somebody else is. Whatever this collaboration is with this Earth sign and you is going to be very favorable. Probably an Earth sign again, which would be Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. But also, we have the Page of Pentacles in there too. So we have the Page, the Knight, and the King. Really, I don't use pages as people, very seldom. But since they're showing with their adult counterpart here, I feel like it's connected, Really, they're news. And conversation, conversing, talking, parlaying. So that's very strong. That comes up in a lot of different ways. This is going to give you, this card can mean a lot of different things. Sometimes it talks about being cheap, but what I feel like it's going to give you this is a solid investment. This is a solid foundation. It might just be a new job. Maybe you're just going to go work for somebody, It feels young and new though. Even though you two have a lot of experience, it might be like a startup or something. It feels like it's a young or new company or a branching out, I'm hearing, of something that's older. And you both bring a bunch of good stuff to the table. Maybe you've got 20 years experience in this field, and then you're bringing that, and that's what I feel strong for a lot of people. Or maybe that's what you're going to tell this person if you're trying to get a job from them. Look, I've got 20 years experience, and or however many, 10 years experience. 1 year experience, whatever the case may be. But it's a mutually beneficial relationship, and you're going to help them as much as they're going to help you. Okay? Let's take a look at the animal totem for our Libra friends for March of 2018. We got one card, I got it already, the dolphin. Dolphin's a very high vibration. Optimist, clairaudient, spirit guide, starseed, joyous interactions of fun and play, sexuality, caring for those less fortunate, embracing personal freedom, respecting others' choices. I just keep hearing like this is a win-win situation. I'm going to write that down. A win-win situation. And all you have to do is like this, respecting others' choices. I feel like there has to be a lot of a win-win situation. Let me write that down. I feel like there has to be a lot of, give and take, but it's mutually beneficial. It's going to turn out to be a good thing. This could give you financial security, potentially, like for the rest of your life. That's really what I feel about it. So this is a pretty big deal here. Okay, so, hey Libras, thanks so much for tuning in. By the way, that, speaking of when the sun moves into Aries, especially if you're a Libra rising, that's your opposite sign. That is your 7th house of partnerships. So it's an ideal time for partnerships, absolutely, for Libras. That didn't come to me till just now. But that would more apply to, you could do it in a solar way, but I really, that would more apply to your Libra rising. And you do always want to look at your rising and moon, you know, I suggest that. Okay, so some things should be popping up on the screen about more information about me. If you want to get these decks are available for sale. I have books, I have t-shirts, I have reading. If you want to get a reading from me, that's all on my website. There should be a little thing showing up, or the eye in the sky. I wanted to talk about this, with all this talk about the women's empowerment. This is a positive affirmation, but I'm going to change it to empowerment, because it's very much about empowerment. It's an adult coloring book, but I leave places for you to write notes and journal for everyone. It's all these powerful phrases like thrive. And then in the end of it, there's all these powerful things. I am beautiful, I am protected, I allow love into my life, I allow forgiveness, I invite integrity, I invite, I believe in myself, I believe I'm worthy, I believe I can succeed. For men, women, young women, everybody. Then you have this thing, I am. And you don't have to just write words in here. You can draw, scribble, do whatever you want. It's totally free reign. I am, I allow. See, these are some ideas. I allow, I am. And then you can write your own things. I allow, I allow, I allow. I believe, or I invite. What I want to bring in, I believe. And then there's just blank pages to fill in whatever you want. But there's also 30 pages of coloring, a journal. And each one has a little space below. So these are very affordable. I think I make like $1 on them. I don't make much money. But they're really cool. And I have a few of them. But with the movements that are going on now, the Me Too and everything, this is a really cool book. You know, and I just came upon it. So I should bring this out and talk about it a little more, because it is a really cool book for anybody. And it's more than just a coloring book. It's like a workbook to empower and make you, you know, feel better. Men, women, everybody. Okay? Alright, so thanks so much for everything that you do by liking, sharing, commenting. Some people were saying that they couldn't find me. If you hit subscribe down in the bottom right, then you'll always be notified when I do post a video. Have a great month of March. Have a great equinox, and I'll speak to you soon.